to get you here quickly. You should start from here and let us take care of everything in between. Flextronics SBS, innovative manufacturing services.
Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm at Electronica 2012 and I'm joined by Eric Miscoll, who's been working with us all week. First of all, thank you so much, Eric. It's been a lot of fun and I think we've gained some insight from your standpoint that we perhaps wouldn't normally gain as journalists that are kind of down in the dirt and embedded in this industry. From your point of view, what have you enjoyed? What haven't you enjoyed? And what have you learned, more importantly?
Yeah. No, this has been an amazing show. You know, I think I told you the first day, it's been years since I've been to a show of this size and magnitude. And there's a lot of people here. You know, there's a lot of optimism, but then I have to remind myself, it's a trade show and it's full of salespeople. So there are, you know, but once you get in serious conversations with these people, you know, they don't have blinders on. It's very clear that they see the challenges. They're well aware of what's going on. So I mean that, you know, that makes me feel good and confident about the industry. No, this has been, you know, meeting quite a few companies that I have never met before from different areas. It's obviously here in Europe, but even some Asian ones. It's been a well worth the time and effort to come over here.
The journey, absolutely. And you know, we both had some interesting conversations on camera that people can see, but also some really interesting conversations off camera that really tell me a little bit about some trends that are happening here in Europe. We're seeing some mid-range tier 2, tier 3 contract manufacturers actually doing a really nice job of servicing accounts, making some decent margin out of them, doing okay. We're seeing more and more of the contract manufacturers making some nice big things, you know, motorcycles, vending machines, those kind of things. And it kind of feels like nobody's that bothered about PCBA anymore. That's a bit me too. Yeah. So there's stuff going on there. Are you getting that same kind of vibe?
Yeah, you know, I didn't ask anybody about their margins, so I don't know if I can concur with what you said. I think that this industry is still, margins are still razor thin, and it's still, you know, very much strapped.
They get thinner as they get higher, like the air? You know, as you get further up the tiers, as the company gets bigger, does the margin get thinner?
Certainly, absolutely. I mean, if you're doing low volume, high mix type work, you can certainly charge. You know, if you're doing prototyping work, you can get higher margins. Which is frankly also why a lot of these top tier are trying to engage more in that type of work, because it has the opportunity for higher margin work, and frankly a lot of it helps fill their global footprint in ways that keeps them running. But yeah, no, I think there's good stuff. You know, what I would caution though, and we've been talking about too, is, you know, OEMs that we speak with and a lot of our clients, they like the tier 1 and the tier 4 because they see them as more stable. Those middle kind of 2, 3, if we were to do that, because there's a lot more change in there. You know, that's where you're going to see more M&A activities that they're trying to combine.
So where do you class tier 4? What kind of turnover?
The turnover would probably under 100
under 100 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to me that under 100 million is quite a nice sweet spot.
It's a wonderful piece. I mean, and you know, I would tell you, if you're under 100 million, that's a great piece of business. You know, your margins are better, your ability to engage. I think your service to your customers. You could turn over $1 billion and make less money, I think. Absolutely, and that's what we always caution EMS about, is what we call profitless prosperity. You know, just trying to grow that top line and completely ignoring the bottom line. And fortunately, we've gotten around to really focusing on the bottom line again.
Yeah, and when we do that, when we're just growing the top line, we tend to take all these pieces out of the business that we don't think we need, and then 10 years down the line we realize we don't have an HR department, we don't have marketing, we don't have R&D, and then we're in trouble. And actually I've spoken to a few contract manufacturers this week that are kind of grasping that R&D nettle and are bringing technologies to the table that perhaps they haven't done for a while. That's quite encouraging, I think.
Yeah, and you see them branching into other services and non-traditional EMS services, so not just PCBA, box build, and aftermarket services, but other things. A lot of these ones have fabs, you know, as tacked on with them. Other ones have, may have, cable shops as part of it. Some may have some component side of the business.
Yeah.
So you see that where they're really diversifying their revenue stream, and I think that's a good strategy for them to be following.
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid model.
Yeah, exactly
Good.
right.
Well, Eric, thanks again. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Safe journey onwards to your next destination.
Yes, thank you.
And look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Phil.